Hello there everybody and welcome to the Entertainment Headquarters, your headquarters where we talk all things entertainment, movies, television, trailer reactions and reviews. And right now I'm going to be doing a review for you for a film that I was very much looking forward to. You know, it looked different, it looked unique, it looked like it was going to be a good ride. And it is, of course, No Way Up, which stars Colm Meaney and Phyllis Logan. Now, Phyllis Logan, she's a British actress who was in Downton Abbey. Obviously, Colm Meaney, he is a well-known actor. He's been in a lot of amazing things. He was in, of course, well-known for Star Trek, the Deep Space Nine for me, which is one of the better of the Star Trek series. He also played a pilot in Die Hard 2, and he was in Con Air, and another show that I watched with him, which was the Western Railroad show, Hell on Wheels. Now, that's just a little things with him in. Now, a few months back, I did my top 10 shark films, which is available on the channel in the My Top 10 playlist. And, you know, the reason I decided to do that list is because I like shark movies. I've been a fan of Jaws, all the big, well-known films. And I wanted to give lower, you know, budget shark films, or shark films that I believe needed some much needed attention. And I made a list. And also, it was also because there was a number of shark films that were announced that are coming out this year, and No Way Up was one of them. The other films are Into the Deep, Alphas and Beast of War. Also, there's another shark film coming our way from Netflix, which is a shark film which I believe takes place in Venice. I think the sharks somehow get involved or swimming around the waters of Venice or Paris, but that was you know, announced, and that was told to me by my good friend DJ Anubis. But this film, No Way Up, I very much was looking forward to, because I seen the trailer, and the trailer made it look like it was a great film, like it was, you know, a plane disaster meets a shark movie, a survival movie. And that's pretty much what it is. And the trailer I got very excited for, but I have to be honest, the end result for me is not what I was expecting it to be, and I have to say I'm slightly disappointed. I really am. But prior to me getting into details, I'll just fill you in a little bit more about the film. So No Way Up is a 2024 survival thriller film directed by Claudio Farr and written by Andy Mason. It stars Sophie McIntosh, Will Attenborough, Jeremiah Amour, Manuel Pacific, Grace Nettle, Phyllis Logan and Colm Meaney. So that's your cast, and the basic plot of No Way Up is as followed. Characters from different backgrounds are thrown together when the plane they are travelling on crashes into the Pacific Ocean. A nightmare flight for survival ensues, with the air supply running out and dangers creeping in from all sides. So basically the film starts with these group of characters meeting up in the airport. They're going on vacation. The character who's played by Sophie McIntosh, she is the daughter of a political figure who is, you know, he's in the midst of a big political campaign, and, you know, because she is the daughter of this political, you know, person, this man, she has a bodyguard who's played by Colin Meaney, who is called Brandon, who's always there by our side, always passing on amazing advice. She's going on vacation with our boyfriend and his best friend. You then have the other characters who are a grandparent and a grandchild, and the other main character is the main flight attendant with on the plane. And you know that's set up quite easily, so that bit's done quite easily and done straight away. So they establish the characters, they establish the backgrounds of the characters, and they're then on the plane. And this for me is the best element of the film. When they're on the plane, you know, you have, like I say, the cast: Will Attenborough, who plays Kyle, who's the best friend; Sophie McIntosh plays Ava; Jeremiah Moore plays Jed, who is the partner of Ava, the boyfriend; and you have Manuel Pacific as Danilo, who is the main flight attendant. And you know, they mess around with him at the beginning of the film on the plane. You know, there's a bit of underlying homophobia in there. Basically, Will Attenborough's character Jed is a complete Kyle is a complete fucking douchebag. He's unlikable. He really is. I didn't like him from the get-go. The character that surprised me the most was Colin Meaney. He's basically a cameo in this. He really is. He plays Brandon, the bodyguard. You know, he's an amazing, talented actor with a great range, and he's been in a lot of amazing things. And I generally felt he was wasted in this. I don't know if this was, you know, a quick cash, you know, grab. I need some money, so I'm going to take on this small role in this independent, you know, disaster film. But he's literally, you know, I was quite surprised how, you know, little they gave him to do in this. But he is fantastic in it in the beginning, in his relationship with Ava in this. With films like this, of course, one thing I've always despised is when they bring in child actors who just, quite frankly, they're annoying. And in this film, Grace Nettle, who plays Rosa, the granddaughter, and then you have James Carroll Jordan, who plays Hank, the grandfather. You have Phyllis Logan, who was the old lady from Downton Abbey. She plays Maudie, who's the nana. And the dialogue between the characters in this, especially with the young child, it's terrible. It is. The dialogue is just so cringeworthy. So the script in this, the dialogue in this, for me was very much off-putting. It for me just really, I found it off-putting. I didn't enjoy the dialogue in this. The dialogue is not good in this at all. The acting is, some elements of this, the acting is well done, but some of the acting is very much cringeworthy and feels forced. It doesn't come across natural in certain places with the acting. And this is set up very much so from the beginning, right in the airport scenes. But once they're on the plane and you see them on the plane, this is my favourite part of the film, because as the film progresses, you do see in the effects that they use, I do think for the budget they have, are really well done. You know, there is, you know, the plane's on its way. I think they're going to Cuba. I might be wrong. But they're flying off somewhere, and then you see like the tragedy happen at the side of the wing, which is, you know, birds flying to, you know, the engine on the side, and you do see it lit up in flames, and you see it start to, you know, crumble and dissolve, and you see, you know, Nana, Rosa, and the grandfather on that side of the plane looking at all that's transpiring outside, and you can see that they are generally terrified and are in fear of what's going to happen. So those elements were really well done and were good. But unfortunately, I think that either people, when they first put this on, and sit and watch the first 10 minutes in the airport because of certain aspects of how it's set up, I think it might just turn people off to switch this off and not continue to watch the rest of the movie. But I would implore you to continue on to at least get to the amazing crash sequence. So the plane crashes into the ocean. Virtually everyone's wiped out. How they did the crash sequences, I thought was well done. The CGI's, is on par for a film of this budget, but it was well crafted and well put out there. This is where I did see glimmers of good acting from the cast when you're seeing them crash into the ocean. This is where things do pick up. The acting is well done in these parts. It's a mixed bag with the acting. You see them where you really believe in them and they're really trying, but then there's elements where I think so cringeworthy. The dialogue is so cringeworthy that it like becomes unbelievable. And so the first half of the film, it is really exciting, full of adrenaline, full of drama, thrilling, and then they end up at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean on like a slab where the plane is slowly going to slump down towards the end of this ravine and plummet. And this is where they take a bit of believability away from the film as well, because throughout the crash sequence you see this giant gaping hole where people are getting ripped out of the seats, they're flying, they're fucking getting scattered into the air and into the ocean, bang, bang, bang. So there's a big gaping hole at the side of this plane, and when it sinks right to the bottom and ends up on this slope, somehow there's an air pocket that's near, I guess, the back end of the plane where the survivors are. Hank, the grandfather, unfortunately doesn't make it. It's just Nana, Rosa, like I say, the boyfriend, the best friend, Eva, Brandon, who survive in the male air hostess. And basically, this is where the film, it has, like I say, it's a mixed bag. It has glimmers of good things with a mixture of a lot of bad things, because Brandon's character, he doesn't last long after this, and it's soon realised because of this big gaping hole in the side of the plane that's just underwater, it's now allowing sharks into the plane. And Brandon is the one who discovers this. You then move forward and there's a lot of back and forth how they're going to get out of the plane. And, this is where I felt the acting and the performances were a mixed bag and it took you out of the film. They did the very best, I'm assuming, with what they had to work with. But for me personally, it was, it was more, the some of the acting was great. Like, who I think thrived in the acting in this was, of course, the character of Nana, played by Phyllis Logan. She's very much the only character I can honestly say I had a deep connection and sympathy for. She's literally a woman who's taken her granddaughter on a vacation with her husband. She's now been involved in this, terrible plane accident. She's now trying to keep her granddaughter calm and, safe, and at the same time trying not to grieve over the loss of her husband. So Phyllis Logan was fantastic in this, who plays Maudie the Nana. I thought Eva, Sophie McIntosh, who plays Eva, she was really, did her best in this. She really, really did in conveying this, feeling helpless, being stuck at the bottom of the ocean, having a fear for water and all of this stuff. She was brilliant. Now, the other cast members, I thought Manuel Pacific as Danilo. I think he does a great job with his performance as the flight attendant, you know, putting up with the abuse from the dickhead Kyle. And, you know, the scenes when the plane's crashing, his performance there, and how, you know, just you know, the facial expressions and the facial acting is well done. The character of Jed and Kyle, played by Jeremiah Amua and Will Attenborough, they for me were my least favourite characters. I didn't care if they lived or died, quite honestly. And throughout you see the impact of them under the water, and you see them feeling desperate and how they're going to get out. There's divers that, you know, come down to see them within, you know, the bounds of the plane, and obviously the sharks all around, and you can just imagine what ends up happening. So some of the film was predictable, some of the film was very much unbelievable, and some of the film did have flashes of good moments. But for the most part, I'll have to be honest, I've been quite disappointed with No Way Up. The trailer looked phenomenal. It just looked like a great disaster movie / shark movie. But, you know, there was another film I reviewed on the channel not long ago, which I think had a lower budget than this, but I believed had a better plot. The acting was better in that film. And the star of that movie was absolutely stunning. She was gorgeous. And that was basically a woman who went and rescued people on a boat that turned out to be drug dealers, and they've got you know, millions of pounds worth of cocaine at the bottom of the ocean. But unfortunately, there's sharks in the area. And that film was called Deep Fear. So I've done a review for this one on the channel as well. This film for me is a better film in terms of plot, in terms of acting, and the believability. Where this film goes a little bit too far-fetched. Like I say, by the end of the film, there were certain characters I didn't care lived or died. The child actress was so annoying in this. Every 5 minutes, Nana, Nana, Nana. And it just annoyed the fuck out of us. It just truly did. But, you know, I have to give the creators props. You know, they came up with a great idea, a great concept. I genuinely believe there's a better film in this. I've seen a lot of people putting on amazing reviews for this, which, you know, if that's their opinion of this, that's fair enough. But for me, this film is a disappointment. It truly is. Like I say, I believe there is a better film in this. The positives for this are the effects. The story I give props for. You know, some of the actors did the very best in acting in this. But for me, the disappointment of this film is the dialogue. Some of the acting in this is cringeworthy. So you have positive acting and you have negative acting. Some actors did really well, and some I thought, you know, just no. But in all, if I had to rate this, I'm going to rate this in the middle and give it a 5 out of 10. Because if, you know, I went into this all guns blazing after seeing the trailer a few months ago, seeing who was on the cast, and I left feeling, you know, empty and disappointed. I generally, like I say, it has good elements to it. The initial crash in the ocean is fantastically done. The CGI for the sharks is on par to what I was expecting from a film of this budget. And like I say, the negatives or the dialogue is very cringy at parts. And some of the acting and the characters were just so annoying. As for the plot itself, the plot is a mixed bag of good elements and negative elements. You know, I did find it a bit hard to believe how there's a big massive gaping hole in the side of a plane of that size. and it hasn't imploded on itself as it's gotten deeper into the ocean, or as it's getting nearer and nearer to the slope, to the edge of this ravine, how it hasn't just basically collapsed on itself. And, you know, there are, like I say, I think the best character in this, like I said earlier on, and who did the best performance was Phyllis Logan as the Nana. And she's the only character in this I generally had a care for. And second would be Eva, played by Sophia McIntosh. But outside of that, unfortunately for me, No Way Up has been a bit of a letdown. But, you know, like I say, I'm giving the creators of this the props for what they were able to achieve, because it's not easy to get any film off the ground. You've got millions of films that get made every year, some good, some bad, and just to get it greenlit is a positive. So I give them props for being able to, you know, get this thing out there. And, you know, for me, it's one of my least favourite shark films out there now, I'll be honest. But great effort by the writers. The director did his best. But unfortunately, the acting, the dialogue, and some of the believable factors of this is what's let it down. But that's just my opinion of No Way Up. If you've seen it, let me know what you think of No Way Up. Is it a film that you particularly would want to go see yourself? You know, it's on streaming here in the UK. I don't know about anywhere else in the world. But if you've seen it, let me know. Let me know, do you agree with what I'm saying? Was it a disappointment? Was it cheesy? Was it, you know, was it the greatest shark film in the world to you? Let me know, because I would like to know. But, you know, there's more reviews coming on the channel soon. I've got a few things planned for the week ahead. I plan on doing a review of Damsel. That stars Millie Bobby Brown from Netflix, with my good friend Anubis and maybe a host of other guests. We still have the cinematic synergy coming, which will be Kill Command, which I'm very excited for. And I'm going to try and high out there a few extra surprises. But this has been the Entertainment Headquarters. This has been another review. And, you know, keep loving your entertainment, keep loving your movies, keep loving all things television. And like I always say, I'll catch you at the next one.